What's going on, everybody? The Scenes Podcast, episode 24.
R.I.P. Kobe.
It's been a minute since we've been here. We've taken a break a little bit.
Yeah, I
I've been
went on
busy
vacation.
with school. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been busy with school and soccer. And Chris,
I was on vacation with the fam. So we're going to get back into it. We got a great episode today. We're talking about the transfer window that ended recently, like 4 days ago. It's safe to say, I think there's no argument. Best transfer window ever.
of all time.
There's
my God.
There's no debate. When you have the two best players in the world move clubs in the same window, it's something magical. There's no doubt in that. Awesome. Like literally, it was so fun watching all these stories develop. And like not only that, there was also massive transfers besides them too. We got to just get straight into it. So we did talk about Messi going to Man City. We had that in our last episode, right?
It's PSG, you mean?
Yeah. My fault. Yes.
Yeah. I think we did. I'm pretty positive we did.
We definitely did. I'm pretty sure. Now I think about it.
I think we did an episode on Lukaku going to Chelsea.
Yeah.
And also Messi going to PSG. So I'm pretty sure we did. But now we got some even crazier news going on. I just want to jump right into it, bro.
Yeah.
Manchester United completely hijacks the deal from Man City on a last minute type thing. Within 24 hours, it swaps from Fabrizio Romano, who's like one of the best reporters in the world, probably the top guy.
For our basketball fans that are watching this, I might not know, that's the Woj of soccer news. So
yeah,
massive.
Exactly. So he basically goes from saying it's a done deal, him going to City the day before, to overnight it changing to him being a done deal going to Man United. It was just too good to be true for him to be going to City, though. Everybody knew that he's a Man United legend now. Apparently, Sir Alex Ferguson and a bunch of his old Manchester United teammates had reached out to him and basically convinced him to not go to City because, like,
God bless, right? Bro. Like, I like Ronaldo, and like you can't do that. It's like you're going like from like the Giants to the Jets. Like you can't go from Manchester United to Manchester City. It's just not how it works.
I just cannot believe you used that as an example, using the Giants and Jets as the biggest rivalries. It's more like going from it's like Lakers Clippers type thing. It's like a same
the
city.
Clippers suck though.
Okay, but Jets are the worst.
we gotta get off this topic. We gotta
all right. Forget it. We're terrible at making comparisons between sports. So at the end of the day, it's the two biggest, probably like next to Real Madrid, Barcelona, the second biggest rivalry in all of soccer right now. Right? Would you say that?
It's now. I think with Ronaldo there, I think it is bigger than El Clasico.
Well, yeah, I can't even go based on history because history would be AC Milan, Inter would be behind Real Madrid.
Yeah, Farmers League.
Now, not anymore, but it's definitely the biggest rivalry in probably all of sports right now, I would say. Worldwide. I would have to say that. And from him to jump ship, basically, as a Man United fan, looking at him being like, damn, he's really going from was a legend at Man United for how many years, goes to Real Madrid, breaks every record you could think of, and then comes back to Manchester just to go to City.
Yeah.
And then
there was jerseys being burned of him, Fabrizio Romano. It was almost done that he was going to City, and next thing you know, he pulled through. Shout out to the GOAT Ronaldo. I just have to say it also.
No, the GOAT went to PSG this summer, not to
okay. United. So we got to talk about this actually. So listen, what's the worst league in the Big Five leagues?
Probably the Portuguese league.
Oh, okay, yeah, because the Portuguese league is actually rated better than the French league.
I already saw what was coming.
And the French league is ranked 6th, and Messi went to the best team in the world, best roster in the world, before they had him. And you know where Ronaldo goes? He goes to the best league in the world.
Doesn't matter.
Yes,
doesn't matter
levels,
anymore.
Man.
It's dude. The GOAT debate was done a long time ago. This didn't decide it.
He's 36, and he's gonna tear up the Premier League.
All right, maybe, but
yes.
All right. On a real note, Ligue 1 is better than the Portuguese league. We all know that it is better.
Through thick and if obviously PSG
It
is
is.
definitely better than
It
any
is.
team
It
in the
is. I
Portuguese league.
don't want to hear it. I don't care who makes these rankings. We all
But
know
you got to look
him.
at the team. Like you look at like Benfica,
Are we
Porto.
gonna go? You
They
want to
do
bring up old
decent.
rankings? You want to
No,
do old
no,
rankings? You want
no,
to talk about
no,
FIFA rankings,
no,
huh?
no, no, no.
Belgium, best team in the world.
All right,
Italy.
all right. Relax. So, but you have to look at it like Porto, Benfica, like they do good in the Champions League. Like they do better than
They
fuck.
do.
They do better than any other team besides PSG. So obviously, I think
Porto does really well in Champions League.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean they had a good run this year. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but Lille also won the league on last year. Marseille is always good. Lyon was good. They had Depay and Aouar. They had these.
They
Come on, don't
fucking
give me that
suck.
face. That's
They
not true.
fucking suck.
That's not true. The Ligue 1's better than the Portuguese league, bro. Especially because PSG's probably the best team in the world.
Yeah, best roster in the world. I hope they don't win Champions League. You know how funny that'd be.
Right now, dude.
Oh wait.
Especially if
we gotta talk.
If Mbappe would have left, and went to Madrid, like everyone thought was gonna happen. All right, I want to talk about this a little bit.
Yeah. I was
How
literally
stupid is PSG?
Oh wait, so we got to give some background for the people that don't know. So Mbappe has 1 year left on his contract,
Correct.
and so meaning next summer he will be a free agent. And
that
Real
means
Madrid
he could leave for free. That means if he goes to a different club, like let's say he goes next year as a free agent to Real Madrid, PSG get no transfer fee.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And also, Mbappe has said that it's not a matter. It's a matter of when he plays at Real Madrid. He's been like set on playing at Real Madrid. Everyone thinks it's the next step he has to take. I mean, we've seen all the greats play at Real Madrid. He has to be that guy for them. They don't have that guy right now. So Mbappe will fill that role, and he's declined 3 contract extensions from PSG. And Real Madrid offered $200 million for him, which would be most expensive transfer ever, and they declined it. And the only reasoning behind it is that they're going all in to win the Champions League, which is sad because they probably should win the Champions League even without Mbappe.
They should.
It's just a bad business, I think.
Bro, if they lose Mbappe, they have guys like Di Maria. They have guys like
Messi, Neymar.
Messi. Other than Messi and Neymar, I'm talking about. They have Icardi who could play 9 and take his spot. Like, I don't understand. To be honest, bro, I think that PSG, I've said this in the previous podcast, they probably are doing some shady shit if they're capable of losing Mbappe on a free and also spend all of this money on wages. Something's going on, in my opinion.
Fuck is financial fair play?
Yeah, in my opinion, there has to be something going on. If they're so financially stable that they're able to lose probably the most valuable player in the world, money-wise, on a free deal, where they just turned down a $200 million offer. It doesn't really make much sense. It does make much sense in the sense that they're gonna go all in for Champions League this season, but if they don't win, which it's not a guarantee that they win because
COVID, like COVID is still like that. Like COVID injuries obviously happen in all sports. COVID's going to be a massive factor in like everyone knows this. Like we'll see how it goes. I don't think they're going to win. I don't know who's going to win, but I think they're going to bust somehow, and then shit's going to happen.
I think the favorites have to be them, and then second is probably
City.
Chelsea's
probably up there. United has to be up there.
United and Chelsea are up there as well.
Bayern is definitely up there.
I don't think Bayern is the same team as they were a couple years ago, but they definitely have a chance.
I still think they'll definitely be in it. I don't see anyone from Spain taking it this year.
Barcelona are like Martin Braithwaite. Yeah, no.
Frauds. Wait, who's and Martin Braithwaite and Luke de Jong.
They're leading the line. Oh my god. We were just talking about if you guys
had a good laugh about that.
Yeah, if you guys watched our Euros podcasts episodes, we were talking about the striker from Netherlands, Weghorst. We're like, the next fucking player Barcelona they're gonna sign is fucking Weghorst.
Yeah. In back-to-back transfer windows, they signed Martin Braithwaite, shit player, and then
he's good, but
he's not Barcelona good. So
no, he's not.
And then
Neither is Luke de Jong.
And then they continue. Like Weghorst has to be next year, right?
Yeah, I
We're
would say so.
calling it right now. Hot take: Weghorst to Barcelona the next year.
Dude, the
Starting.
De Jong Weghorst combo in the tournament was unmatched.
I mean, the Danish legends.
It was unmatched until they lost in the first round of the knockouts.
Wait, no, is Danish? I don't think they're.
Are we gonna talk
Danish?
about how you had Netherlands going to the fucking final? Are we gonna talk about
we
that?
gotta talk more about Ronnie.
We're not gonna talk about it.
We have to talk more about Ronnie.
Yeah.
I mean,
so what do you think is there? How do you think they line up now with Ronaldo going forward?
So I really like how because Rashford's injured right now, but I really did like how when Pogba, because they play in like a 4-2-3-1, and Pogba has played in the attacking role, like in like a cam role, you would say, or like on the in a midfield role, like a right left mid. And that the game he did, he had 4 assists.
Well, it is like a left attacking midfielder.
Yeah, and I actually really like that. And then so you play Ronnie up top, obviously, go, and you play Bruno behind him. You play Jadon Sancho, who's been shit, like bad.
He's been bad.
Right. Yeah, and then
it's only been 2 games, and I don't think he played both games. No,
it's been 3 games.
Has it?
Yeah, Arsenal's fucking 0-3 right now, and they haven't scored a goal.
Oh, I thought United only played 2 though. I thought they played Wolves and they played the first game. I don't think they played 3, unless you. Well, it doesn't really matter. But so Sancho's not been that great, but he'll get a turnaround. He's a very good player.
I mean, even if Sancho doesn't. Yeah, I would like that, but then the problem is they don't have a DM. Like they don't. Fred.
No, they have Scott McTominay is going to play as their CDM, but he's just not that good. I don't think he's good, but he's just not like. If they want to compete for Champions League, I don't think that he's good enough.
So I think they can do is they could play McTominay and Fred next to each other, which is very, very defensive. Don't get me wrong, but
I don't like that.
But then the attacking force they have with between those 4 players and the wing backs coming up, like I think it could work. And then I'm
not saying that it's not good enough because attacking wise, it's not good enough. I just don't think that Fred and McTominay have the quality that you need in your midfield to like win a Champions League or even a Premier League title. They're gonna get ran around if they come again. Well, I mean, it happens every year. McTominay and Fred have been starting for 2 seasons, and every time they play City, they can't touch the ball.
Yeah, I mean, no one could really touch the ball against City too well.
If I were them, I would play the normal 4 back. Like they play 4-2-3-1.
Yeah,
and then you would have, I think up top it would be Ronaldo. Off the left, Rashford is out until maybe another month or so.
I think a month,
he had
maybe
shoulder surgery or something.
Post-Euro.
So I'd play Mason Greenwood off the left,
who actually has been having a great start to the season. I think 3-3 for him. 3 goals in 3 games, which is unreal from him.
They did play 3 games. He has 3 goals.
Yeah, I'm positive they played 3 games. I can't remember who they played though. I could check.
Okay, and then off the right, I'm gonna go Greenwood off the left because he's been doing really well, and I really rate him as a player.
Yeah.
And then off the right has got to be Jadon Sancho, but you just spend a shit ton of money on him.
Yeah, 70 million down the drain.
And you got he's good. And then at the 10 you got Bruno, and then I would probably go Pogba and McTominay. But I made this comment to one of my teammates, and I said I think Calvin Phillips would be the perfect player to play 6 for this United team. Because he played as like an 8 for England, but his real position is a 6. He's been playing there for Leeds for the past 3 years.
Unreal player.
Yeah, and actually I have a crazy quote that I saw. And do you know how they call? You know how they have like this thing with like, they call them like the something Pirlo. Like they called Calvin Phillips the Yorkshire Pirlo, right?
Yeah.
Remember we talked about this a while back.
Yeah.
So I saw this quote on Instagram. Pirlo actually said this, and he said there's not that many registas left in the game, and a regista is like a number 6 who's really good on the ball, like a deep. It's called like the translation
deep line
in
midfielder.
Italian, deep line playmaker. You know.
Oh, okay.
So he was saying how like there's not too many registas in the world right now, but he said Calvin Phillips is one of them.
Wow, what a compliment!
What a compliment!
What
right?
a compliment!
Because that's Pirlo's like trademark position and role on the field, and everyone we used to make fun of
Johnny
of them. we used to make fun of them calling him the Yorkshire Pirlo, right? We're like, who the like we can't just be calling people like the Pirlo wherever the fuck they're from, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then Pirlo comes out and he validates it. So
I'm telling you, the Leeds Instagram pages must have had a day when they
yeah,
found that quote. Like they must have had a
yeah.
day. But
So
shout out to John McCluskey real quick. The Scottish Pirlo, Billy Gilmore.
Billy Gilmore,
That's his go-to quote, literally,
yeah.
whenever that man is brought up.
Even though Billy Gilmore's loaned out every season,
And he fucking sucks.
Anyway, so if I were them, I would splash, and you could probably get him for pretty cheap, like relatively cheap in today's market. You probably get him for like 30 to 40 million.
Nah, I think he's on the upper side of 50, the closer to 50.
I don't know, because Leeds is not a team that can turn down 40, 50 million.
But you said 30, 40. I think he's in the 40,
I think
50
his
range.
market value is between 30 and 50, probably.
Yeah, but you
And
understand.
I don't know what his contract looks like, right? And I can imagine that United can work a deal where they can get him for a good price, because Calvin Phillips is a good player, but he's not like you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he's a player you can get for a good price, especially because he's playing for Leeds. If he was playing for like United, you'd probably have to sell him for like 50, 60 million. But when you come from a smaller club, I mean, a bad example is the Jack Grealish one, because they had to overpay.
Yeah.
But I think that they can get him for a decent price. Nonetheless, I think he'd be perfect for that team and that system, playing as the 6. So I mean, Ronaldo with that team. Let's say you throw in Calvin Phillips. That's just it. Probably won't happen, but they're linked to Declan Rice as well to play the 6.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, now that you throw Ronaldo into that team and Varane and Sancho, that's a serious looking team now.
Yeah, I agree. Sancho's got to pick it up though. He hasn't played well at all. But you know, it was fun. It's funny actually. I don't know if I've ever told you this take, but I had a take that players that come from the Bundesliga translate are they like players that from league to league, like from league to England. The players that come from the Bundesliga translate the worst to the Premier League.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why is that? Like, give me another example of a player who didn't translate well.
I mean, like, I can't even remember. Like, I don't even know if I should use him as an example. The guy that came to mind was Kolasinac, the left
Kolasinac
wing
from
Bosnia.
Oh, come on, bro.
But he was the player that came to mind. I gotta think now.
I mean, that's a bold take. I mean, not a bold take, but just like, it's interesting. I want to know who you're thinking of.
We may have to bring this up a little later because I can't think of anyone right now. But yeah, it's I don't know. I don't really think I don't think Sancho's doing too well right now. I know he's not doing too well. And
all right,
I don't know. What do you got? What do you got?
Fuck it. I got some more. I just pulled up Fabrizio Romano's Instagram page, so I had to get some
juice.
Some juice, you know. So Saul went from Atletico Madrid to Chelsea. On a loan. I think it was a loan plus an option to buy. It was a $5 million loan with a $40 million option, which I think is good for a team like Chelsea who need the midfield depth.
Mm-hmm.
Jorginho's played a lot of games in the past year. Conte as well. They went a Champions League run. They played in the Euros. They could definitely use the depth in the midfield. Saul's definitely a bit past his time.
Yeah, but they have Kovacic as their backup right now. So
yeah, and they don't have another one.
Yeah.
I think they have Billy Gilmore as their other one. No, Billy Gilmore went to Norwich.
Yeah.
He went to Norwich, so they don't even have him. So I don't think they have another midfielder. So they really needed to get one. But Saul is only 26, but he's actually gotten worse in the past couple of years.
He's 26.
He's gotten worse though.
I could have swore he was 30 years old. I'm not
playing since he was like 20 at Atletico. That's why he's been playing for a long time.
That makes sense.
So Saul's a good backup. I like that a lot for Chelsea. I think he's a box-to-box player who could do a job for them any given day. So yeah, and then you have. So what do you think about the Saul transfer?
I think it's good. I mean, you nailed it right there with what you said. Definitely, they did need some midfield depth. I don't know. Chelsea has looked strong in the beginning of the season. Let me look up their fixture list real quick. But they're on 7 points right now. 6 teams. I'm sorry. I want to sidetrack a little bit. Have you seen the Premier League table?
All I know is Arsenal are at the bottom.
And guess who's at the top?
Brentford?
Tottenham.
Like how I said Brentford.
Yeah.
They'd be Arsenal.
They were at the top. Yeah.
For one game. Yeah.
Yeah, Tottenham's at the top. They have 3 wins. The only team in the league with 3 wins. They've literally
Tottenham
scored.
have done well without Harry Kane as well.
Harry Kane played in the last game.
But the first 2 he didn't. And
Yeah, they beat
won both
City.
of them.
They beat City without Harry Kane, which was absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, they haven't like scored much. They have 3 goals in 3 games. Not a lot. Like Dominic Calvert-Lewin has the same amount of goals as them. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. They haven't conceded, which is massive part. And then we got West Ham, United, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Everton on 7. Shout out to my boys at Everton. Haven't lost a game. I mean, it's looking exciting. I can't lie.
Apparently,
we need a fucking center back.
Apparently, AC Milan were looking to bring in James Rodriguez and like a last minute deal.
Yeah, we didn't bring in anyone on deadline day. Yeah. We need a center back, and we weren't even linked with any center backs. Mason Holgate, Michael Keane are not the guys. We've conceded 3 goals this season. 2 of them have been blatant defensive errors. So we're not going to stay in this form all season. So we have to clean up that defense, and we weren't linked to any center back. So that one hurt a little bit. We did we did send Moise Keane out. So
it's really hard to do business towards the end of the window because teams are looking to solidify their squads and like they're not looking to sell. It's very hard to get a player late.
It just sucks. After the first week, we should have looked at our center back because it's just we had a defensive error. I mean, I've been having a lot of fun watching Everton play though, which is actually cool. Demarai Gray, $1.6 million transfer has been unreal this season for us. I really like him going forward. It's fun to see that we got a good player for this little, but in his past times, when he went to a new club, he'd always start hot and then shit the bed kind of. So I'm kind of expecting.
There was a time when Demarai Gray was at Leicester, right? And then he was like a hot commodity coming out of Leicester. Like people were looking at him for maybe like 20, 30 million.
And then he busted.
Him go back to he didn't do well. Went to Bayern Leverkusen, didn't do well.
Yeah, he did do well in the first like 5 games of the season and then played like shit the rest. So I'm getting nervous about that.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think you should be nervous because it's a low risk, high reward because it was a $1.6 million transfer fee. You really don't have anything to lose. You basically got him on a free. In today's market, that's basically a free transfer. AC Milan got Giroud for the same price. It's a free transfer,
that's right. Basically. That's right. Not yet. I'm all right. I'm not like worried, I guess, but he's been a really big part to our success. So I hope he keeps up on this level because it's fun to watch. Dominic's been playing well, DCL.
Okay, all right.
He had a nice diving header, and it was the second game of the season. It was actually kind of nuts. The ball I don't know if you saw it, any other striker would put this in with their foot. He the ball was probably a foot off the ground. He dove, put his head on it. I was like, that's what you get from him. That's a classic.
That's Phil Jones-esque.
Come on, Phil Jones.
You've seen the videos where he's diving on the floor trying to head the ball off the guy's feet. You've seen that?
Yeah. I mean, that's classic. He's crawling on the ground.
That's what I'm referring
Looks like
to.
a little dog.
All right, so we got some more transfers. Speaking of Atletico Madrid with Saul, Antoine Griezmann makes his return back to Atleti. I think it was just a loan. It was a loan with an option to buy for 40 million euros.
Oh,
bro, I want to talk about the business from Atleti real quick.
Business from Barcelona.
I want to talk about the business from Atleti real quick. They sell Griezmann 2 years ago for 120 million. They used that same money to buy Joao Felix, who, in my opinion, one day is going to be a great player.
He's 100% will be.
Very talented. And then Barcelona tells Suarez he isn't good enough to play for them, right? He leaves a $9 million transfer to Atleti. He's the top scorer in the league the next season, and he helps Atleti win the league. And then the next season, Atletico gets Griezmann back. They sold him for 120 million euros, and then the next year they get him back for free on a loan. And then they have an option to buy for 40 million. It's an $80 million transfer loss.
Yeah,
only 2 seasons later.
I mean, you see this with Barcelona. I mean, this is the reason why Messi couldn't stay because deals like that, like they just make bad business. It's sad to see.
It's a shame that this is why Messi had to leave because Barcelona are so like this just shows me that Barcelona are extremely desperate to get rid of players because honestly they're just looking to get rid of players on loan at this point. They got rid of Milan Pjanic too on loan to Besiktas.
Oh, I thought that was a buy.
No, it was a loan. I think probably with an option to buy. There's you know what I'm saying? Like they're doing these deals like out of desperation just to get players off their wage bill because like over the years like they just can't afford any of these players.
Oh,
and this started years ago though.
The classic overpaying of the old heads.
Yeah, it's like but like then you see guys like Gerard Piqué and Busquets and Jordi Alba all taking pay cuts because the club can't even stay afloat without them doing so, which is like credit to them, but it's very sad. It's very sad.
Bad business from them completely. Any other big transfers we got still?
Yeah, no? I got quite a few. So we got Eduardo Camavinga from France. He went to Real Madrid for 30 million, I think.
Great buy. I love it. So
it's got my last year, yeah, that's a thumbs up for me. He's an 18-year-old midfielder from France who's like he's dubbed one of the next best things in the world in world football. Last year they were talking about leaving for like 60 million. But then Renee said, no, we don't want to sell him. They were hoping to get more for them, maybe another year of development. And then he decided he didn't want to extend his contract. So like, let's say he would have stayed at Renee this year, his contract would have been up next year. He had 1 year left on his deal. It would have been free. So they took 30 million. They lost money basically on him.
And this falls back to the Calvin Phillips discussion we actually just had. Teams like that, you know, they can't.
They're forced almost to sell because they don't have like teams like Renee. Like a transfer of 30 million will keep them like even just their organization running for like a whole 24 months. So one time when I was 16 years old, this is a quick story.
Story time.
Quick story. When I was like 16 or 7, I think it was like 15 or 16. We had this Chelsea scout come from Chelsea to come recruit some American players, and they came to I was at a camp, and like during our lunch break we would just go through stuff. Like they would just explain to us how the English system works because they wanted some of us to come on trial to go like at like Chelsea or like one team was called Oxford, if you know who that is.
Oxford, 4th division, great club.
Yeah, they wanted us to come try it, like some of the players that were standing out. And actually I was one of those players that they wanted to come, but I never, it was a long time ago, but I never ended up going.
You messed up.
So looking back on it, I wish I did, but it just fell through altogether. But that's besides the point. So what they were explaining to us was these smaller clubs, like what at the time, Dele Alli just went to Tottenham. If you remember, he went from MK Dons to Tottenham, which was like a second division club or a League 2 or Championship club. I don't even remember.
Second division.
But the transfer fee. Yeah, but was it League 1 or Championship? Because Championship is the second tier, and then League 1 is the third tier. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's the order. Actually, I know. I think they're League 1 right now, but I think at the time they were in the Championship.
Okay, so MK Dons is a club who relies on what they do is they develop these players, right? What they do is they hope to bring in young guys when they're very young, like 8-9 years old, that they see that might have a little bit of talent, and hopefully one day they could develop these guys over the years, and one day when they turn 21, 22, or 18, 19, whatever, right? They could sell these players to big clubs, so they, you know what I mean? Like for example, Dele Alli was sold to Tottenham for like 15 million or something like that.
Yeah.
For MK, that might seem like a small amount for Tottenham because it is. For MK Dons, they were telling us that 15 million is spread around the entire like organization of MK Dons, right? It's like it goes into the academy, it goes into the fields, it goes into the stadiums, it goes into scouting. Like it basically keeps their business running for an extra so many years, you know?
That's massive. I actually did not know that.
So like
that's cool. That's a cool way to like. That's like a different way where you could think about it. That's really
exactly. So he was explaining to us the whole process of how important it is of youth development in England because they use these players basically as shitty as it sounds for business for funding, but the other way to look at it is that you actually need to take care of these young players. Like you need to develop them properly because one day they might pay out for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't give up on a player just because he's having a bad season or something, because one day he could turn a corner and then he'll pay for your fucking facilities for a whole year or two. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Just his transfer fee.
that's
And
crazy.
even if it was just a couple million, but that was just, he explained that to us and it was really interesting. I feel like I should have brought that up because we're talking about smaller
Yeah,
clubs
perfect time.
having to sell their players because they really can't afford not to.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You see it all the time. We could
Yeah.
actually talk about this. We could transition to another offer. Marcel Sabitzer goes from RB Leipzig to Bayern Munich for 13 million, which is highway
I think it might have been
18.
16.
Oh yeah, 13. I regard as highway
Yeah.
robbery. He's
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
very very fucking good. I think he's one of the best. He's one of the best midfielders in that league, no doubt. But yeah, it sucks to see because I mean that player he's worth like upside of like close to 60 million in my opinion. I think if he's going from Premier League club to Premier League club, big Premier League club, it's 60 million at least in my like.
AC Milan actually were looking at him as a potential replacement for Çalhanoğlu as like a number 10, but they wanted like 50 million. And AC Milan are not in the position to pay 50 million for like a good player, but not a superstar. You know what I'm saying? And especially like he just doesn't fit their time frame in age. Like he's probably like, I think he's like 27 right now. So paying 50 million for like a 27-year-old is like not something AC Milan are able to do. And then I look like 2 weeks later, he's going to Bayern Munich for 16 million. I'm like, it doesn't make sense. There has to be some other deal going on,
I
like
mean, I don't know.
bonuses and stuff. I don't know.
I don't know if we talked about this, but I definitely have talked about this with my brother. They a lot of this actually happens a lot in Germany from Bayern, like when these good players in Germany go to Bayern because they get paid, they get not that much, like they're obviously getting like underpaid of what the value is, but now this makes them allies with Bayern, and like Bayern's more likely to sell their players to them for a cheap value once they come of age and they're not Bayern material anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
it comes down to that, to the future business also. And I
Okay.
mean, 16 to 17 million, whatever the number was, it's still a hefty amount. But Leipzig actually, I'm pretty sure they're pretty good financially.
Yeah, they're one of the best clubs in the world when it comes to producing talent and selling
Yeah,
talent because like you see so many players come out of there. Upamecano went from there to Bayern this year as well.
yeah.
You got players like
I
I don't
forgot
know.
about
There's
that.
Konate went to Liverpool this year for like 40 million, 30 million.
Yeah,
But yeah,
great,
that
great.
makes sense what you were saying that they do it for relationship purposes, future business,
Oh,
because if they're able to sell a player for cheap, like if they're like we'll give you 16 million for a Sabitzer, yeah, it might be a cut price, but in 2 years' time, when I don't know, Jerome, let's say like
Jerome.
Jerome Boateng, for
Yeah,
example, he already left, but let's say
yeah,
for him, for example, like we'll give you a discount on him.
yeah.
And
I
it's
mean,
just good for business because it's like less money going around, but
no, yeah.
it's like more,
It
yeah.
like it kind of sucks for the league. Like it kind of does suck for the league because you don't see Leipzig getting 50 more million to like make their club better and compete more with Bayern, which
Yeah.
because
Bayern has like a monopoly on the league almost, it
yeah,
sounds like.
which sucks. But I mean, it's unreal business by Bayern. Because they
Yeah.
like when it comes down to it, Jerome Boateng, do you know how much he was sold for?
Like most recently?
Yeah.
Nah, he was a free agent. He
Oh,
went for
okay.
free.
All right, but say he wasn't a free agent, like he'd probably be worth like whatever, we'll say $10 million, like
Yeah.
right for now. And then it comes around and Leipzig comes up and they're like they need a center back. I mean, they're 3 million for them because it just like it trickles down. I don't like
Yeah.
that at all, but
I don't know.
it's
It's
good
more
business.
from what I could see, it's just like you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type
Yeah,
thing. Like we'll just help each other out. But either way, it doesn't really matter because Bayern is still the best team in the league and they'll be the best team in the league forever, probably.
yep.
So another one. Oh, more PSG fucking transfer news. Nuno Mendes from
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Sporting Lisbon, the left back. He's a 19-year-old left back. Apparently, he's like the hottest left back prospect in the whole world. He had a market value of like 40 million, and they were able to get him on loan with a buy option for 40 million.
Yeah.
So good business for them as well. They're probably going to end up buying him in a year. Um, he's another top player that they're able to get. Like PSG's, that was the one position that PSG were kind of like iffy at. They had Juan Bernat at left back, but now they have this guy who's a excellent player.
Yeah, I mean,
so now every position they're absolutely stacked in. So
they got a god squad. I just remembered another transfer. Moise Kean to Juventus. I mean,
yeah, that was an interesting one.
It's to replace Ronaldo. Moise Kean was
that Juve sold.
Yeah. To Everton.
Juve sold them to Everton a couple years ago for like a hefty amount.
30 mil.
Now they got him back for like I think
25.
25 money on him.
Some money on him. Well, so it's a 2-year loan with the obligation to buy. So they do have to buy him. But not like option. So I mean, we'll get that money. Everton's probably going to use it for like a backup goalie, even though we have a good goalie, or just a backup striker.
Just some bullshit we don't need.
Yeah, probably. We'll see that money. Probably never. So yeah, what else we got? We got this episode. We got to cut it off. We're filming. It's 6:50. We got like about 10 more minutes in this. We got a fantasy draft we got to get to.
Yeah. Okay. I got another 2 things about AC Milan. AC Milan actually completed the purchase of Sandro Tonali. He was actually on loan this past season, and we activated the option to buy. I think it was for 25 million.
Okay,
which is great.
Great business.
I think he's going to be an excellent player. I think he's going to be one of Italy's great midfielders when it's all said and done. Give him. He's only like 22 right now, or 21. Give him a decade. I hope he stays for AC Milan. Cross my fingers that he stays at AC Milan for the rest of his career. Because he could be a legend at the club. He actually has all the attributes. People call him like a hybrid between Pirlo and Gattuso because he's very technical on the ball and he packs a tackle in him. So yeah. I love the player. I think he's going to be so good. Hopefully he stays. And Frank Kessié, apparently, there's some rumors around him because
Frank the Tank.
Yeah, he had an unbelievable season last year for AC Milan, and he had a great showing at the Olympics as well. So people are really like keen on him. He's one of like the hot prospects around the world. He's still pretty young. I think he's like 24 years old.
Yeah, maybe even younger.
I think he's 24.
Yeah.
24, 25. But he's very good, right? And he right now is like they're negotiating a new contract for him. He's got a year left on his deal, and they offered him 6.5 million euros. And he wants 8 million plus 2 million in bonuses.
Oh,
and
holy smokes!
Guess who's calling? Guess who's calling?
Who's calling?
Guess. PSG. PSG are in talks to maybe sign him as a free agent next year. Because they're willing to pay. They're always fucking willing to pay.
They're probably going to double it.
They stole Donnarumma from us on a free because they could just pay more in wages. They're going to do the same thing with Kessié. I'm calling it now. Kessié was an unbelievable player for us. I really hope that he doesn't let the money. Because Kessié he's probably the next captain at Milan if he stays.
Didn't he captain some games last year? No, Donnarumma captained a lot.
Donnarumma was captain, but he might have gotten a game or two. But Kessié is the future Milan captain if he stays because he's a natural born leader and he's an excellent player and he's just so consistent. And if it really takes an extra 2 million euros to keep him, honestly, if I'm AC Milan, I keep him. I would just do it. What are those two where else are those 2 million euros going? Like he's probably our best player right now since Donnarumma left. I would say he's our best player. So I'd pay the fucking man. Like I don't understand why AC Milan has become so stingy with finances. I know that they haven't been good in recent years with money. Like they've kind of made bad business over the years. They have financial problems. But I think that if they can offer 6.5 to 7 million, they can offer 8. Like I don't want to talk about another man's money, but fucking pay the man because we're going to lose all of our fucking talent over the next couple of years if this is how it's going to be.
Yeah, and I mean, you lock him down for a contract. You have him and Tonali in for a long time in that midfield. That's a great midfield pairing to have. Exciting. I think I just got a tweet from Fabrizio Romano.
What a pronunciation that was.
38-year-old Frank Ribery is set to sign for Serie A newcomers.
Salernitanas or something. Salernitana or something like that.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I heard about that. It wasn't official yet, but that's
he's got his medical on Monday, so
He played for Fiorentina last year, I think.
I love Fiorentina's jerseys. I don't know. I love them.
Oh, so nice. Any Kappa jersey I fucking love.
Kappa.
Kappa jerseys are so sick.
Such an Italian brand.
Is it? I don't even know if it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
I think it is.
Napoli wear them too.
All right. We got any other news, or are we gonna wrap?
That's it, bro. But it was like to wrap it all up.
Ronnie.
You had Ronaldo. You had Messi. You had the 6 players that went to PSG. You had
Grealish, Lukaku,
Jack Grealish, Lukaku,
Demarai Gray,
and Griezmann, Saul, Mbappe staying.
Yeah,
like,
Mbappe with a $200 million offer too.
Camavinga to Real Madrid.
Even Sabitzer, that's a pretty big sign. That's like these are big names, man.
This has been the biggest transfer window ever, and we're just glad to be able to witness it and be able to cover it as well.
Yeah,
you're never going to see something like this again, I don't think. Especially with the 2 best players of all time moving clubs in the same window for free, basically.
Unreal scenes.
Yeah. So listen, that's all I got. So you want to wrap it up?
Yeah. Let's think if we got anything. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna do so like upcoming videos to look out for. We got something with fantasy football. We don't know exactly what it's going to be, but we're doing our draft in T-minus 5 minutes right now.
I'm so excited, dude. I love fantasy football.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
We're big fantasy heads. We're playing in a big league with all of our with a lot of our close friends, so that's going to be fun. So we're probably our next video will probably be something on that. We've been posting some TikTok content. Follow us on there. Scenes Podcast, one word. Instagram. This is also going to be in the bio. What's the Instagram? Scenes. The
scenes _ TV.
Yeah, something like that.
I haven't posted on that in a minute, bro. We gotta get back on our grind.
Yeah. So sorry for the lack of posting recently. We've just had a lot going on. Nick's about to start school, and like, did you start school already? Right.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, do you have class tomorrow? Actually.
Yeah.
On Labor Day. Damn, get cruised.
Yeah. I only have 1 class though, so it's not bad.
Yeah, so we have a lot coming. We're gonna definitely August. We didn't post that much, but September we're coming in hot. We're gonna post a lot more. September.
Vacation. There was honestly it was a dead period.
Yeah, it was tough.
Soccer was off season, so now season starting and Champo's starting too.
Also,
we didn't mention about the Champions League, the draw. AC Milan have Liverpool, Atletico, Porto.
Oh yeah,
and someone else.
And Man City, PSG.
No, those four. Yeah.
No, yeah, Man City, PSG had a draw, and that was when that got drawn. That was when Ronaldo. It was actually the same day where everyone's like, "Oh my God!" Fabrizio Romano tweeted that Ronaldo's going to Man City. So it just so happened to be Ronaldo versus Messi, but we didn't get to see that. Hopefully, we get to see them play in the Champions League. I think if it comes down to it, they will probably somehow rig it.
I feel like Man United and PSG always play in Champions League knockout. By the way, it's happened multiple times in recent years.
Cross our fingers.
I really hope it happens this year.
Cross our fingers.
Also, we definitely should have a Champions League preview soon. We have all the groups. We'll predict all the groups.
Yeah.
Like who comes out on top, and then just like we did last time, right? Like with the Euros, once the knockout stage is set, we predict what goes on.
But you can't do a bracket for Champo because they redraw after every round. So you can only do that.
We'll just do predictions for
the game. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So look forward to that. Follow the Instagram, TikTok, subscribe, like this video, comment, tell us what you think. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for making it. Hopefully you made it this far. If you did, we appreciate it. And thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.
All right. Peace out, guys. See ya.